This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes, daily live streaming interactive, featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back, everybody out there in the XRP community. Thanks for coming back to Investment Perspectives. I'm Bradley Kimes. You can follow me at Backup Bradley above here. Thank you to Crypto Graphics for the template and all the nice work on the site. You can find everything we're going to talk about there on Twitter, so follow me there. What I want to talk to you today about is I just want to do a quick video where we could talk about XRP and the potential to see a gold-backed currency system introduced, and what I believe, if it is introduced through the 5 major currencies, then I think we would see that also potentially launched off of the XRP ledger. So let's talk about that and start with that now. So the first thing we're going to look at, just to set it up, is a lady named Judy Shelton. Judy Shelton was an advisor to the president back in as early as 2016, possibly before that. But Judy Shelton has been recently nominated to be a chairman at the Federal Reserve. This gets quite interesting because Judy Shelton is a proponent of going back to a gold-backed currency system and talks about how it could be done in a cryptocurrency sort of way. So let's hear just a few clips from Judy Shelton here, and shout out to Rainbow and Stuart XRP, Thomas Wilkinson, and everybody else, and Michael Val5Links on Twitter. These people are really remarkable, the stuff that they bring to us on a daily basis. So keep an eye out for them. And I Am Legion, XRP Darren Moore, he's amazing. There's so many out here. So shout out to them, XRP Crypto Wolf, all of you that work so hard to bring us this kind of information. So let's just take a look at this right here. This is a post that I saw earlier from Stuart XRP. This one happens to be a retweet that I did from Rainbow. So let's take a look at this, and Thomas Wilkinson. So here we go.
Can you talk a little about your thoughts on that? Well, I would say I don't see it so much as returning, but more of a back to the future. Okay. I think that what a gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. That is, if money is supposed to be a unit of account and a reliable measure and a dependable store of value, it really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And I think that money needs to be stable and provide the foundation for productive economic growth. And when money is just a variable that financial markets toss around, or it's part of a derivatives formula, or it's part of someone speculating on currencies, it's not serving the private sector in the sense of providing that reliable unit of account so you can make plans. And under a gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. And so I like the idea of a gold standard. I mean, it could be used in a very cryptocurrency way. The point is, do you have a unified money system so that when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level monetary playing field? And it's very important to have a rules-based approach. And that's why I'm advocating that we need to look at the virtues of a gold standard and try to come up with something much closer to matching those, and then I think we would have more solid economic growth.
Recent nominee for the Federal Reserve chairman position. So, all right, let's keep this going. Let me go back to full screen while I dial this in. I want to pull this up as well because I want to stay with this idea and notion here. And I have some other things I want to show too, but let's see. I have a couple other clips that I want to show. Now, this one here is the new managing director of the IMF. Now, the former managing director of the IMF, as we know, was Christine Lagarde, who is now the president of the ECB, the European Central Bank, hugely bullish on digital assets and cryptocurrency, specifically not Bitcoin, as she has said. So that's not my opinion. That's something that Christine Lagarde has expressed before going over and becoming the president of the European Central Bank. Now I want to look at this clip. This clip we're going to look at is the new IMF director for the future she's talking about here. It's Kristalina Ivanova Georgieva Kanova. If I didn't mess that up, I'm sorry. But if I did, I did. If I did mess that up, excuse me. But nevertheless, the new managing director of the IMF. Let's listen to her words and what she says right here. And it's pretty significant. Now, I want you to listen to a few key things that she says here early on in the first 19 seconds here.
In finance. For the analogy to stop right there and go no further, acting, be ready to act if growth slows again.
Here we go.
Meaning having your portfolio projects that are ready to move if you need to boost your economy. And definitely be prepared, should there be a slowdown, for a more synchronized action. So,
wow, more synchronized action. Well, that's incredible. Now, we've heard Bob Way talk about synchronization when we interviewed him here on the show and other interviews he's done. We've heard Mark Carney talk about synchronization, I believe. I know we've heard Victoria Cleland from the Bank of England, executive director at the Bank of England, talk about synchronization and a big bang cutover. This is interesting language we're seeing, right? Talking about level playing fields, synchronization, a global effort, an orchestrated effort, as you can hear here. Let's hear that first 20 seconds again here.
Be ready to act if growth slows again. Meaning having your portfolio projects that are ready to move if you need to boost your economy.
So if you have portfolio projects that are ready to move to boost your economy. Now, that is a pretty remarkable statement to me, because I also think, okay, projects to stimulate the economy, or are we talking about negative interest rates, bail-ins as a part of this projects, right? Are we talking about that synchronized event again? Because she does go on to say that.
And definitely be prepared, should there be a slowdown, for a more synchronized action. So,
a more synchronized action. Could that synchronized action be bail-in all the way around internationally? Everybody committing to a certain bail-in? Could it be a financial reset? Could it be the adoption of a ledger or ledgers to really build out the virtual framework of this new financial Internet of Value space? Let's keep going, because it gets more interesting. There's another clip I want to play for you as well. Let me find that and pull that up for you guys. You know, it's just a discussion. Now, here is another quick clip of the current president here in the States, President Trump. Let's hear what he says in this quick 8-second clip here. This is pretty interesting, too.
Bringing back the gold standard would be very hard to do, but boy, would it be wonderful. We'd have a standard on which to base our money.
There you go. Shout out to Stuart XRP for that one as well, who also shared the other one earlier in a different thread. Let me keep going here, because I want to show. Now, that was 2015, and believe me, you know, Judy Shelton has been a proponent of going back on the gold standard here for quite some time. She's been advising the president at least since 2016, if not 2015, before he actually won the presidency. So it's quite a history he has here with her as an advisor. Now, here is a clip from 2016 from President Trump. And let's hear this comment here. I will set it up. A little more in depth. Listen to what he says here.
Can you envision a scenario that this country ever goes back to the gold standard?
You know, there's something very nice about having something solid. You know, we used to have a very, very solid country because it was based on a gold standard. We don't have that anymore. There is something very nice about the concept of that. It would be very, very hard to do at this point, and one of the problems is we don't have the gold. Other places have the gold.
Can you?
So that's the question. There's the rub for everybody. Do we have enough gold to go back on the gold standard? Would the price of gold need to be changed in order to accommodate such a vision? These are the questions. Could the 589 COMEX rule, which is a futures control mechanism, be instituted to help to aid such a price hike or a parabolic move made to a precious metals like gold? If something like that were done to accommodate the adoption of the gold standard again and bringing the 5 currencies, major currencies of the world on that, and you introduce a neutral asset as a supplement to trade and settlement, as Chris Larson has suggested, to accommodate that vision, now you have all the major currencies of the world backed by gold in their individual countries, gold possibly reset at a new price to accommodate such a vision, right? XRP uses a neutral reference point for a supplement to trade and settlement to aid with this situation of currency manipulation, because no longer would it be possible to affect another country with your currency manipulation with a neutral asset like XRP sitting in the middle of it. This is speculation, but is it? But is it? Judy Shelton is just recently nominated to the Federal Reserve. This is what she wants to see. How much of this is speculation? I have to say, this is one of the greatest times I feel like to be alive if we are lucky enough to have the awareness to see what's actually taking place here. I do believe that this is the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind, and it cannot be overstated. Let's listen to one more little quick clip here of Judy Shelton talking here, and let's hear this older clip, but a goodie, nonetheless.
Shelton was an advisor to Mr. Trump's 2016 campaign. She is a critic of the Federal Reserve and has even spoken of a return to something like the gold standard. This is what she said on the program before the presidential election.
I think we need another Bretton Woods, or at least we need to be thinking in terms of a neutral reference point, a global unit of account. I mean, something like a gold standard, even updated to reflect a digital world and fast-moving financial flows.
All right, so Claire Sebastian has...
That's pretty damn interesting right there, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say is that the plot thickens. And here we are on the heels of Davos starting, the World Economic Forum, and we understand that the goals and the events for that agenda are this. Let's take a quick look here. This is the World Economic Forum annual meeting and what they're looking to cover during that. The 50th annual meeting will focus on global, regional, and national initiatives to generate positive impact for all stakeholders. 4 global issues that will feature prominently on the agenda are how to address urgent climate and environmental challenges that are harming the ecology and economy, how to transform industries to achieve more sustainable and inclusive business models as political, economic, societal priorities change trade and consumption patterns. Massive statement. Now, this is the agenda for the World Economic Forum. That's what we're looking at here. How to govern the technologies driving the 4th industrial revolution, so they benefit business and society while minimizing their risk to them. And lastly, how to adapt to the demographic, social, and technological trends, reshaping education, employment, and entrepreneurship. So how to redirect where the world is going for employment, whether it's continued education, changing career for somebody who's already out here 20, 30 years in a career and their career disappears, or how to shape the young future that is yet to go to college to prepare and to know what areas of industry to get in that will be there waiting for them with nothing but growth potential, instead of preparing for an industry that will not be there for them when they get done. So This is pretty interesting to me. It just seems like the plot is thickening here. I don't expect anybody to say a specific cryptocurrency name at Davos or after Davos. What I would expect is more of the macro generalization that we hear from high-level officials. One thing I do know for sure is that no longer is the crypto community carrying the narrative of cryptocurrency, digital assets, blockchain, and the technology of the fourth industrial revolution. The highest level officials in government and private earning sectors and wealth creators and market creators are out here in this space every day, damn near daily now, carrying that narrative for us. All right, guys, hit the like and subscribe, leave some comments below, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Take care.